grew up in London, so we spent a lot of time in a pub, and there's all manner of stuff goes on.
Pubs are really important in the UK. That's why they're in our film so much. It's not because we're necessarily obsessed with drinking, but they are. Here bars are places where people go and sit up and talk to the barman about how fucking awful their lives are, and they get drunk on their own. And I think the pub is our sort of social nexus. It's where everybody goes. Everybody goes to the pub, even kids. They don't drink, obviously, not all of them, but everybody goes to the pub, and it's that's why it forms such an important part of our cinematic handbook.
I mean, do you want to talk about the what's obviously not just hinted at, but blatantly said in this film is the sort of the destruction of the institution of the independent British pub. I didn't know that was going to be a part of this, but I was actually kind of fascinated to see that commentary here.
Well, not just pubs, but anything. Anything that just starts out as small and folksy and cool and ends up being sort of corporatized and.
You're treading on territory that might become too personal for me.
The loss of individuality in the face of kind of branding. I mean that happens across that happens across the board.
I think it's the thing that that happens when they talk about the film is the thing that always creeps me out is like the fake folksiness. Like they all have those like sort of seemingly hand-drawn chalk signs that are all done in a factory. And especially in London where there's like a bar on every corner, when you go around and the graphics are always exactly the same, or the same chains kind of own everything. So it's very sort of, and that's the thing in the movie is that, we try and make the joke of like, is what the network offering, is it better? Like, is it probably more efficient? Like we sort of have that anti-Starbucks thing. But the truth of the matter is that we pumped like hundreds of pounds into Starbucks whilst we were shooting the movie. So it's not like we're anti the coffee, but we like the idea, like Gary, that there are people who like eulogize like the old bar or the old cafe or the old diner when it might have been, they've romanticized it in their head. But there's definitely something that in the UK that a lot of the pubs are exactly the same. So that's why the joke with 1 and 2 is not a million miles from the truth.